Hey guys, Pyker here, and welcome back to another episode of Kethane Space Program. So I have decided to go with a shuttle. It seems like there's some interest um, in the shuttle mechanics, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have installed another mod since the last time I recorded a video, and pretty much the entire time that I haven't been putting up a video is because I've been experimenting with the new mod, and that new mod is Ferram Aerospace, and it completely changes the game for me, anyways. It's 10 times easier to get into orbit, and your flying vessels actually need to be aerodynamically sound, otherwise they will break apart and explode. So this week has just been super hectic for me, and I've been experimenting with FAR. So it's been interesting to say the least. So we're gonna go on the shuttle route because one, it's really cheap right now, and we could probably unlock almost all the way to the next, not the next bracket, but two brackets from here. So um, I think we're gonna go with the shuttle stuff. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with that, and I think I want this. More fairings. I want that. And I want one more. I just gotta remember which one. Ah, it's this one. Because this one has cargo bays, and we need cargo bays. And it's got the turbojet. So we need that one too. So we got 626 science left to go. Which is a lot. So we still can get some stuff. I mean, we could even unlock the rapier engines right now, but I think we're gonna hold off on those for right this second. I'm actually gonna unlock this guy because it's only 90. And okay, so we have 536 science left to go. I need the landing gears, so let's research that. What's this guy? I guess we'll research this too because we're gonna need all these different kinds of landing gears if we're gonna be building a shuttle. So let's research that. This one we don't really need. We can get the barometer. I think we might get that. Get more science gathering utilities. We only have 286 science left, so I am definitely leaning towards the barometer. I mean, it's pretty much all we got left to unlock for right this second. 160. So we got 126 science left, which would be pretty easy to get us back up to about 1,000, because we still haven't explored every biome that there is on the moon. Not to mention that I want to send the same kind of vessel to Minmus to gather as much science from Minmus as I possibly can to unlock as many parts as I possibly can. But for right now, I think there has been general interest shown in shuttle building. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna build a shuttle off camera because it might take me a little while. But I'm gonna build a shuttle off camera, and I will bring you guys back as soon as I'm done. So I will see you in just a few seconds. Alright guys, we're back, and we have a completed shuttle. Pretty much the entire reason for this shuttle is to restock our space station around orbit of Kerbin, and we're gonna build a little like back and forth shuttle from the space station around Kerbin to the space station around the moon, so we can keep supplies up and good to go. And actually, I'm checking our life support systems right now, and it looks like our space station's still pretty good on food, but our moon space station is not the greatest on food right now. So we might actually just restock our Kerbal space station just to do it, just to show you guys the shuttle mechanics. This design is basically, the entire thing is from a viewer of mine on Twitch. His name is Sikabera, and he helped me design this entire shuttle because I had absolutely no idea what I needed to do in Ferram Aerospace, or even how to design a successful shuttle to get into orbit. So, props to Sikabera. I told him I'd mention his name a bunch in this YouTube video because he did help me a whole lot with this design. He helped me make sure that it was stable with all the fuel it has, and he helped me make sure it was stable with no fuel. So basically, this is probably one of the better designs that I've well, I didn't come up with it. I just put it together on screen while he directed me what I should do. So, props to Sikabera. The only thing that I think I had any part in was the actual cargo and the engines in the back. These little 120 thrust engines on the back here. But everything else is his design. I mean, even down to the tilted end tips here, which helps keep you stable as you're flying through the atmosphere. So, I'm going to kind of use this episode as a little, what's the word I'm looking for? A little, like, kind of tutorial, but not really, because I don't really completely understand what I'm doing yet. So, yeah, so we're going to do that. So I have my my turbojet engines linked to a hotkey. I have my regular liquid fueled engines hotkeyed. I have all of my air intakes hotkeyed, and I have my cargo bay doors hotkeyed. And actually, I will show you guys what we have in our cargo right now. As you guys can see, I have the monoprop fuel stuffed in here. I also have batteries with a utility box in there with pipe endpoints, so we can transfer resources to whatever we might want. And this is just a little bit of fuel with a bunch of life support on it. So we can restock all the life support in our Kerbal space station. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing into orbit, or at least hopefully try to get this thing into orbit. So we're going to full throttle this beach up and turn off our brakes and get going. And remember to not turn and to keep our SAS system on. And I'm keeping our flight systems from FAR up just so you guys can see how fast we're going Mach-wise, because I always think that's kind of neat. We're going to try to take off really carefully because our rear engines are extremely close to the ground when we tip up. So we're going to do that. We're going to bring up our gears. We're already hitting we're almost at Mach 1 right now, so that's pretty damn good. So what we're going to do is we're going to climb at a 30-degree angle until we get to about 10,000 meters or 10 kilometers above the surface here. So we're going to try to do it nice and easy, because if I try to pitch too hard or too fast, my wings will rip off, and it has happened many of times on my stream. So if you guys ever want to see me destroy an aircraft, watch the stream, because I guarantee you'll see it. But we're going to go ahead and keep climbing as fast as we possibly can. And I don't fully understand as to why our turbojet engines get more powerful as the air gets thinner, which actually we need to pull this up because I need to keep an eye on our intake air. But I think it's something to do with I honestly don't know. I'm not even going to try to explain it. I don't know why, but the less amount of intake air that you have, the more powerful or more thrust that your turbojet engines create. I mean, if anybody has that question and has the answer inside and wants to leave it in the comment section, I honestly am not even going to try to explain it because I don't fully understand it. So, yeah, we're just going to keep trying to get into orbit. I just kind of made myself look like a douche right there. But we're gonna keep at a 30-degree angle until we get to about 10 kilometers. Then we're gonna start leveling off a little bit to gain as much speed as we possibly can. So we're at 10 kilometers, so I'm going to bring it down to about 15-degree climb, roughly. Get a little bit more altitude out of our shuttle here. We have Bill and Jebediah as our pilots. I couldn't even think of the word, wow. As our pilots for our first flight of our shuttle, and I think this is a pretty sound design. I mean, it's not exactly the same as the one Sikabera designed, but it is extremely close to the one he designed. So, again, props to Sikabera. Anyways, we're going to basically mellow out our climb once we hit about 15 kilometers above the surface, because we're going to be running out of intake air, which could flame out our engines. I couldn't think of the word to describe that either. So we want to keep we want to keep just enough intake air going to our turbojet engines to get them to thrust as hard or to get as as much thrust out of our turbojet engines as we can, and obviously we're going to be experiencing some re-entry effects because we're going about Mach 3.5, which is about 1,000 meters per second, or 1 kilometer per second. So basically what we're going to do now is we are going to try to get to orbital velocity before we lose our turbojet engines. So I'm going to start leveling off here because we're getting pretty high and our intake air is getting pretty low. So I'm going to try to level off and not climb nearly as fast. Try to almost just keep right at a certain altitude. But we are, I don't know if you guys can hear that different pitch in the intake or in the turbojet engines, but that's kind of like a telltale sign that you're losing intake air. And we're starting to go down. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that either. We're going to try to get up to about 1800 meters per second before we climb out of the atmosphere. I'm hoping, anyways. We're slowing down. We need to pitch up a little bit to make sure that we get as much thrust out of our engines as we possibly can. I'm going to try to rendezvous with our moon space station in this episode. I mean, if it, goes over by like 5 minutes or so, I'll keep going, but I don't want to have like a 45-minute episode, So, all right, so now we're looking good. We're going back up, but we're not going back up at a ridiculous rate. We're only going up, we're climbing at about 10 meters per second, which is just extremely suitable for me. That way our intake air cuts out slower. But we're at 0.35 intake for 4 engines, which is cutting it close, but I think we're good until about 0.25 or 0.28. I can't remember exactly when the engines decide to crap out. But we're going to keep going as fast as we possibly can and gaining a little bit of altitude at the same time. And I think we're still good on heat-wise. Ooh, it is getting a little warm. So we're going to pitch up a little bit harder here just to get out of this thicker part of the atmosphere as quickly as we can. So we're going to gain some altitude here. We are losing intake air. I'm going to keep an eye on that now. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to cut our intakes. We're going to shut our intakes and fire our main liquid engines. 0.25, we're looking okay still. Waiting for those engines to start kicking off. But we're gonna shut our intakes, kill our turbojet engines, and fire our liquid-fueled engines. Might even be good until 0.18. Don't really know yet. But we're at 1,800 meters per second, which is 400 meters per second off of orbital velocity, which is awesome. Okay, I can hear them. They're starting to go. They're gonna go here any second. All right, let's kill those, and we're gonna fire up our regular engines and pitch up as hard as we possibly can to gain altitude, but without destroying our engines. As you guys can see, the ones on the bottom are overheating. So we're gonna keep pitching up, and we are still gaining orbital speed. We just need to get out of the atmosphere now. That's our main concern, is getting out of the atmosphere. So we're pitching up as hard as pretty much as I can without losing 2 of our engines. I mean, look at that. We're almost at orbital velocity. Now I just need to get altitude. So I'm going to pitch up as hard as I can. Hopefully without ripping the wings off of this thing. Because I need altitude. Alright, so now we're starting to lose our re-entry effects, which is awesome. Look at that, 120. I think this thing is sitting at 125. Awesome. But that'll slow us down a little bit because we're still in the atmosphere, so we're still going to be experiencing some slowing of our velocity here. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that, but we are still losing speed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fast forward, get rid of our FAR because we don't need it right now. Hopefully we can get up to 70K. And this shuttle is meant for Kerbal orbit, and that's it. It doesn't have enough fuel to get anywhere else. I mean, I'm sure it does if I really tried, but I don't know. I like using this as strictly a Kerbal orbit shuttle. So where are we at? We at 70? Yes, we're at 70. So we're going to fast forward to our apoapse as per usual and bring it up, or bring our periapse up so we can rendezvous with our lunar space station. And kick on our RCS so I can see what the hell I'm doing here. There we go. So we're going to fire and make sure that we get into orbit, but we're not going to go too fast. And now, there we go. 56. I'm going to bring that up to about 70 on the nose, roughly. 70 on the nose, roughly. And now we are in orbit. So we are in orbit, and now we have a reusable shuttle that we can use multiple times. So I don't have to build, different rockets or anything, and it is extremely, extremely useful. So I'm going to fast forward to our periapse, bring our apoapse back down so we can actually catch up with our space station. I'm hoping that I can dock, at least, hook up with our space station before I run out of time on this video. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So bear with me. I'm going to try to keep this quick. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too low. I was pressing all the wrong buttons. Too low. That is re-entry. Very mild re-entry, but re-entry nonetheless. Okay. Alright, so now we need to catch up with our space station. Set this as our target and see if we're not on. And I need to remind myself to put a flag at the Kerbal Space Center so I can remember that it's right there. I mean, I know, but whenever it's on the dark side of the planet, you can't really see. So, alright, so we're going to kick this, hopefully, to get close. Oh, damn it. Oh, just a little bit. I just want a little bit. Damn it. There we go. Okay. So we're going to kick that way. It's a 2-second burn. We are perfectly in time to make it. So we're going to fire our engines. Adjust our normal and anti-normal node. There we go. Perfect. That is what I am looking for. Now, hopefully, we can catch up with our space station. I don't know if we'll be able to, but I would like to. I would like to catch up with our space station in this episode very much. Oh, jeez. We have plenty of battery power to sit on the dark side of the planet. Doesn't really affect us that much. And I also... Oh, I did forget to put solar panels on this. Wow. Whoopsie daisies. Note to self, put solar panels on the shuttle. I can't believe I forgot to do that. Well, I think we'll have enough battery charge to get to at least rendezvous with our moon space station, or not lunar space station, Kerbal space station. Ugh. I really don't want to dip any lower in the atmosphere than I have to. This might take a minute. I guess I could have paid attention to when we launched and lined up our rendezvous with our space station, but we are getting pretty close. Oh, jeez. Just need to get a little bit, we pretty much need to get like almost right under it, like right about here, roughly, before we can rendezvous successfully with it. And my buddy is texting me, asking about riding dirt bikes today. And I am going to sit down and hopefully record today. Alright. Looking good, we're getting close. Alright, so let's see if we can set up a maneuver here to rendezvous. Okay, so where do I need to move this for it to get closer? 297, 289. Okay, so we actually do need to move over this way. That's a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. 1 kilometer, I could deal with that. Alright. Alright, I'm going to let this video run a little bit longer and hopefully be able to dock with our space station here. So I'm going to get ready for this maneuver. And getting there, getting there, getting there. Alright, so let's fire this engine a little bit. Get this right on the nose here. 1.2. I could deal with 1.2. I'm perfectly fine with that. Alright, let's fast forward. We need to hook up with our space station as quickly as we possibly can so I can recharge the batteries for our shuttle. I'm not too worried about it, but I would like to have full batteries before we go in for landing, which will be on the next episode, but we are going to try to rendezvous this episode. Okay, I just saw it. Where did it go? Okay, there it is. Alright, so we need to flip around retrograde here. And do it a little bit of adjusting when we get closer. Let it load up our space station at 2.2 kilometers. It should be loading up, which it is right now. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to start burning retrograde and trying to get a little bit closer. Hopefully. Make that retrograde node get over on the retrograde target node. So we should be coming in pretty much right on top of our space station here. Alright, let's do a quick save just in case I decide to crash into our space station. Alright. Fast forward a little bit closer here. Start killing our velocity in relation to our space station. I don't have any docking ports on this shuttle because I think it would be extremely difficult to try to dock with a shuttle on this space station. So hopefully we're going to fly right past it. Actually, we can set up right here. I think we can anyways. I need to flip over though. Or flip on my side. So we're going to flip like this. Go down. Get really close here. Oh, wrong way. So we're going to try to get really close to our cargo bay with our space station. I'm going to keep burning and get a little bit closer because I need the pipe endpoints to be able to attach. So we're going to get really close here. Alright, so let's start getting ready to try to not be moving. There we go, okay. Alright, we need Bill. You have been selected. And we need to switch back to our shuttle and open our cargo bay doors. Whoa, cargo bay! Alright. And switch back over to Bill. Have him let go. Go down here. And hopefully I put pipe endpoints in here. I really hope I did. I did. Sweet. So we're going to take one of those pipe endpoints and we're going to connect it right to our RCS tank on our space station. Say right there. We're going to grab another endpoint. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Damn it. Sweet. Okay. Alright, so we're going to grab another endpoint. I was like, oh no, I hope I can put that back where it was. And we're going to attach it to this stage right here. And we're going to link. Nope. Come on. Link. There we go. Okay. We're going to fly over to our space station. And link. Alright, we are connected to our space station, so we will pick this up directly where we left off on the next episode, guys. So we'll be transferring some fuel and some food and oxygen and water over to our space station. But I wanted to show you guys the whole shuttle spiel. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button. It helps with search rankings and all that fun stuff. And leave any comments that you might have down in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And I will be sure to see you guys all next episode. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you all next time.